All right, this is Algebra lesson 3.5, arithmetic sequences as linear functions. So here's the deal. Okay, some of this is going to seem ridiculously easy, but you have to understand that this is all building blocks, right? And eventually when you put all these little easy things together and you start building, you got to know these little easy, simple things in order for you to build on it. So anyway, an arithmetic sequence, what that means is that well, let's look at page 87 here, 187 on the bottom. Look at the arithmetic sequence, the key concept there. Are you with me? It says an arithmetic sequence is a numerical pattern that increases or decreases at a constant rate called the common difference. So if I have a set of data, okay, and really quick, here, let's look at this. If I have 5, 10, 15, 20, what is going on from 5 to 10 is plus 5. This is plus 5. This is plus 5. We've done this, right? And this is plus 5. We've done that. This is an arithmetic sequence because it has a common difference. It is a consistent common difference. Common means same, right? Each one of these is plus 5. Therefore, it's an arithmetic sequence. If, like before, if you have, -7, -4, -1, and then 1, what is the difference here? Plus 3, plus 3, plus 2. Not an arithmetic sequence because it is not consistent. They don't have a common difference. If I would have gone to this and this would have been a 2, then we would have a plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. You would say this is arithmetic, right? And the common difference is 3. Does that make sense? It's 3. If it would be this, if I had 10, 6, 2, -2, what's going on here? -4, -4, -4. Is this arithmetic? Yes. Why is it arithmetic? Because it's consistent, right? And so what is the common difference here? -4 is the common difference. Does that make sense? When they ask for the common difference, they're saying what's going on at each step. What is the thing that's happening here? Okay? So, let's look at example here. Let's make sure you have this. Let's go, you tell me this. I have 1. First of all, you're going to tell me whether or not it's arithmetic, and then if it is, you're telling me the common difference. So we have -26, -22, -18, and -14. I want you to tell me if that's arithmetic, and if it is arithmetic, I want to know what the common difference is. So do that right now. Okay, so first of all, how would you know whether or not it's an arithmetic sequence or not? If it's consistent. So you got to look and go, okay, from -26 to -22, what happened? Plus 4. Agreed? From -22 to -18, plus 4. -18, -14, plus 4. That makes this consistent, which means that it is arithmetic. It's arithmetic if it's consistently adding and subtracting. As we get further on in the chapters, we've had them like this where I could go 2, 4, 8, 16. What's going on here? Times 2, times 2, times 2. This is not arithmetic. Arithmetic is when you're adding or subtracting, which you're always adding, right? Subtracting is still adding, right? When you're adding, when it's consistently adding, that makes it arithmetic. Does that make sense? This is actually called geometric, but we'll get to that in like chapter 8. So for right now, yes, this is arithmetic. What is the common difference? You wouldn't say plus 4, you'd say the common difference is 4. If it was a -4, you would say the common difference is -4. Does that make sense? Okay, I think you guys have that down. What about this one? Here's the other one. 1, 4, 9, 25. Is this arithmetic? If it is, what's the common difference? Is it arithmetic? from 1 to 4 is plus 3. Oh, plus 5. We could stop right there. It's not arithmetic, right? This is plus 16, etc. Not arithmetic. We're done. Make sense? Okay. You've also, the next part I'm going to give you, you have done many, many times, and that is this. If I give you these terms, if I give you 12, 8, 4, 0, and then I say, what is the next term? What you do is you have to first find the pattern, right? You need to find the pattern. In order for there to be a pattern, what has to be true? It has to be arithmetic, right? It has to be arithmetic for it to be a pattern. So before you even start this thing, you've got to go and make sure that each one is consistent. Minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. It's arithmetic. It's consistent. The common difference is negative 4. What am I going to do with the next to find the next term? I'm going to go minus 4. What is 0 minus 4? Negative 4. The next term would be minus 4. What if I said, what's the next 3 terms? Well, then you'd go, okay, well, then they would be negative 4, negative 8, negative 12. You've done these since, like, what, 5th grade, 4th grade, right? Finding the patterns, right? You know how to do this. Now we get into the algebra of it, okay? Here's the algebra part. It's not just finding the next term or the next 3 terms. I can now ask you to tell me what is the 486th term. Does that make sense? I can ask you to tell me what is the 5,000th term. And so how many of you are going to want to sit there and count it 486 times? Would you like to do that? No. 5,000? No. Right? Even up into the 30s? No. So then what do you think we're going to use? We're going to use a formula to figure out what it is so that we don't have to actually count them up each time. So here's what happens. Sometimes they give you, they'll say this. Let's do an easy one. Negative 12, negative 8, negative 4, 0. We just do one just like this, right? And they're going to tell you to find the 9th term, okay? Look here. This is important that you see this. This is the first term. Here's the second. Here's the third. Here's the fourth. You need to find the 9th term. Now, when they give you just like the 9th term, could you just add them up and find the 9th one? Sure. On your test, guess what number term I give you? It's the 81st term. I do that so that, what? So that you won't add them up 81 times, that you will actually use the formula. But for this one, it's the 9th. You could. Let's use the formula anyway. Are you ready for me to show you the formula? The formula is this. It's weird. It is a to the n. You're going to need to write this down, obviously. It's a to the n equals a to the first plus n plus 1 times d. Oh, it's ugly. A to the first plus n minus 1. It's this right here. And minus 1. Sorry, it's a minus in here. It's a minus in there. Fix that right now. You will have to memorize this. This is not something I hand you. You will memorize this. It's no big deal. It's just memorizing a formula. It's either that or you can count out 81 times, which is taking a chance. Right? There's the formula. So here's the deal. Let me explain to you the formula. A to the n. A to the n. N means number. Okay? N is the one that we're trying to find. So this would be A. You wouldn't call it A to the n. It's AN. So A9. Because why 9? That's the one we want, right? We're trying to find the 9th term. So we're going to put A9 equals, what is A1 then? If A9 is the one we're looking for, what is A1? It's the first term, which is negative 12. So instead of A1, I'm going to put negative 12, right? Plus, what is n then? If a to the n is the term I'm looking for, what's n? 9 minus 1 times, what is D? The common difference. What is the common difference for this guy up here? What's happening each time? Plus 4 plus, so okay, the common difference is plus 4. So it's times 4. Do you see what I just did there? I simply plugged our information into the formula, and now I can solve it. I can solve it now. Let's try that. Line down the equal sign. What is 9 minus 1 inside these parentheses? 8. What is 8 times 4? 32. So it's negative 12 plus 32. What is negative 12 plus 32? 20. So it would be A9 equals 20. Since it's a small one, let's see if that's true. We can figure this out and see if it's true, right? Here's the first term, second term, third term, fourth term. What's the fifth term? 4. What's the sixth term? 8. What's the seventh term? 12. What's the eighth term? 16. What's the ninth term? We just figured that out using the formula. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me give you another one. This time you guys try it, plugging it in, okay? Try it, plugging it in. Let's, where is it? Okay. Find for me the 15th term. I want you to use the formula, obviously. If you don't know how to use the formula, you're dead meat on the test. The 15th term of this sequence. 3, negative 10, negative 23, negative 36. I want the 15th term. What's the formula again? I'll give it to you this last time. What's the formula? AN equals A1 plus, in parentheses, N minus 1 times D. That's the formula. For tonight's homework, you can certainly go back and look at the formula, right? You can go look and make sure you got it. Go ahead and figure that out. Plug it in. Formulas are our friend, right? Formulas are our friend. They've given you this. All you have to do is plug it in. AN, what am I going to put? A15, right? A15 equals, what is A1? The first term, 3 plus, what is N? 15 minus 1 times, what's D? What's the common difference? Negative 13. Right? So now I have to go, okay, what is 15 minus 1? 14. So I have 3 plus 14 times negative 13. What is 14 times negative 13? What is it? Is it? Negative 182. 3 plus negative 182. What is 3 plus negative 182? A to the 15th is negative 179. There it is. That's the 15th term. How many of you got that? Did you not get it because you didn't know how to do 3 plus minus 182? Why didn't you get it? So now do you remember? Listen, A to the N. This is the important part. A to the N is what number are we trying to find? Right? We're trying to find the 15th number. Right? That's what A to the N is. 15. A to the 1 is the first number in the sequence, right? That would be here. That's the first number. Makes sense now? Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay, I want negative 2, 3, 8, 13, and I want the, I'll make it a atrocious one. I want the 26th term. I don't want you adding them up. I want the 26th term. Here we go. Let's try it. Formula again. AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. Gonna have to just memorize that, right? Okay. Just plug things in. AN. What does the N stand for? The number that we're trying to find, the number you want, right? We're looking for the 26th term. That means that n is 26. So A26 equals, what does A1 mean? The first term, negative 2 plus, what is n? N is 26, right? We already figured that out. If a to the n, if an is A26, then n is 26 minus 1 times, what's the common difference? 5 times 5. What is 26 minus 1? 25. What is 25 times 5? 125. So I have A26 equals negative 2 plus 125. If I have negative 2 plus 125, what could I do with these if I wanted to? What is 125 minus 2? Do you see what I'm saying? What is that? So A26, the 26th term is 123. How many of you got 123? Does it make sense? So we're with me here. Just plugging it in, not a problem. Okay. The only thing that they do different than I've just been showing you is that sometimes they'll tell you to find the nth term. The nth term. So if I gave you this same exact situation here, I'll do that again. Negative 2, 3, 8, and 13. And they say, I want you to find for me the nth term. Well, hold on. Nth term. We don't know what number term they want, right? So we're going to plug in everything we know. We're going to plug in everything we know. Agreed? And just leave the n alone. So it would be a to the n, right? If we're finding the nth term, a to the n equals, what's a to the first? Negative 2 plus, what is the n? We don't know. N plus 1, not plus 1, minus 1 times, do we know the common difference? Times 5. Can I make that look better? What can I do? Distributive property, an equals negative 2 plus 5n minus 5. Can I combine those two? An equals 5n minus 7. That is how you find the nth term. You just do everything you can, but you have to leave the n alone. And so you just solve it as best you can. Does that make sense? Make sense? You want to try one? Try one. Let's do, I'll just make up one. Okay, we'll go 10, 7, 4, 1. Okay, and I want the nth term. The nth term. Here we go. To find the nth term, we don't know what number it is, so we just leave it with an, right, equals, what is a1? 10 plus n minus 1 times d. What's the common difference? Minus 3. What do I do now? Distributive property. I have an equals 10 plus, not plus, what is 3 times n? Negative 3 times n? Minus 3n plus 3, right? What is 10 plus 3? an equals negative 3n plus 13. How many of you got that? No? What did you put? Okay. Make sense? Okay. Your homework. Give you guys a chance to do it. You have about 9 minutes left. Your homework is page 191, 8 through 20 even. And make sure that that's what I want. Page 191, 8 through 20 even. Yep, that's what I want. Where does it say that? Oh. No. No, don't do that. You don't need to graph the first 5 terms in the sequence, okay? You don't need to do that. If it was, I'd give it to you, right?